All right, Shalom. It's your brother Yarash Amar from the GMS Champaign, Illinois branch. Before all things, want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and salutations to the Akim that's pushing this truth with righteousness and sincerity. All right, Shalom. I'm just going to play this.
Spent the last 2 decades calling men toxic and shipping their jobs overseas, and now they're asking, where did all the men go? Obama's trying to save the party he destroyed, so he's on a manhunt. But there's one problem. The brothers don't listen to him anymore, so he's trying to transition boys into girls. Barack's got his own rules for men, but these are the rules that made men leave the party in the first place. Barry says guys don't always have to be the providers, as long as they talk about their feelings.
A lot of male identity and status was tied up with being a provider, having a job, doing a good job, coming home. And when folks started losing jobs because of deindustrialization and offshoring, you had a bunch of men suddenly feeling lost because their identity had been so wrapped up in that one thing, which was being a provider. And so part of what we have to do is, as men take responsibility for figuring out how to talk about and share feelings.
We wouldn't have to talk about our feelings if Obama didn't send our jobs to China. Do you know how we feel about that, by the way? Angry. That's why we voted Trump. But Barack doesn't just want you on the couch. He's telling guys to put down the baseball and pick up a playbill.
They have to be able to learn how to be more than just the sport that they care about. And while they get great skills in sports and they learn a whole lot of traits,
teamwork,
I think we owe it to our boys to be very deliberate about saying enough with sports and let's try some other things.
So sometimes it's just a matter of, saying to our boys, you being interested in art, you being interested in, theater, that's cool.
Get off the field and go to an art gallery. And when you do go, bring a gay friend.
I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors. You need that to show empathy and kindness, and by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who is gay or non-binary or whatever, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this, right?
You don't have to date your gay friend, but when you do date girls, Obama says you don't always have to pay. Make them pay.
We joke that, talking to Malia and Sasha, sometimes they go out with their friends and, they're in a group and the guy's got crocodile arms, and it's like...
Not picking up the check.
Not picking up the check. And it's like, okay, you don't have to pick it up all the time. But if you're never picking it up,
right,
that's a problem.
Following Obama's rules for men isn't easy. That's why he's glad he didn't have a son.
I think we did a pretty good job of raising our girls. But I've said often that I think I would have had more difficulty raising a son.
I agree.
Because I think I might have been more judgmental, harder.
If Obama had a son, he'd probably vote Trump. Because boys rebel against dads like that. If this is how Democrats think they're going to win back men, they're never going to win again. Stop playing sports, talk about your feelings, go to the theater with gays, make women pick up the check. When this guy was president, he golfed, played basketball, smoked cigs, killed bin Laden. Now he goes on his wife's podcast, crosses his legs, and says he's glad he didn't have a son. What has been...
So this is the book of Psalms 82, verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. they walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. All right, so this is the result of having Esau, Edom, all right, the so-called white man, being put in rulership. Now, as you can see, these type of agendas are being pushed on us, man. All right, because this, you know, people like to align Obama with, oh, he's the first black president, the black man. And well, he's not an Israelite, man. All right, he's from what, Kenya or some shit. All right, and the spirit always told me he's a motherfucking Amalekite. All right, the spirit just always told me his lineage goes back to Amalekite, right? To the fucking fake Jewish bastards, man. It always told me that, something always resonated with me, that's that. And then, you know, these elites, for even him to be in that type of position, I can't see them just letting a regular old Hamite, you know, in that type of power position, man. Even though they have full control over, he was just nothing. He's a puppet. But just knowing how these devils operate, man, I wouldn't be surprised if his lineage went back to them, man. All right, because he has a whole cunning, deceiving spirit about him, man. And he's real like good and eloquent with his words, and you know, he's a devil, man. That's for sure, man. But now you're seeing that things are all out of order, man, from this type of rhetoric, right? These type of laws and policies been put in place, right? While this dude was in office, you seen nothing but this, man. This was where same-sex marriages was legalized, and all the fairy dust stuff was really pushed forward very heavily during his run, man. All right, you really seen a lot of that during his run. And then it continued on with Biden, of course, right? Because, you know, and then the people, that's why the people were so hung-gold on trusting Trump and putting their trust into him, because they were tired of all this. Even though we keep telling you people, man, it's one bird, man, right? Even though it's two wings, man, it's all one bird, man. They're all ultimately pushing the same thing, man. Transhumanism is what it's going to come down to, man. All right, what is merging man with machine? All right, that's why you're seeing the talk about traceables and all right, and people being micro C-hipped and whatnot, man. These are the times that we're coming into, man. All right. So this is let me go right here to Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, man. All right, because this is something that's being uplifted as if it's a good thing, right? You know, have you a fairy dust friend around you or something, like, you know, man, that's not this is not something that should be pushed out, man. All right, the scriptures actually say it's an abomination, man. All right, the scriptures actually say that this thing is an abomination. All right, and evil should be put out of Israel, man. All right, so really, hey, according to the law, hey, people would be getting smite. All right, when you go to kill, all right, people will be getting put the hell out for this type of acts, man. But over here in America, is proudly professed. All right, scriptures talk. Man, if I'm gonna grab it, didn't even think about that before. I don't know why this didn't come to my head, but let me grab it real quick. Shalakia, bear with me. All right, this is Isaiah 3:9. It says, "The show of their countenance doeth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves." All right, so yeah, they don't even hide this thing. All right, they profess it to the skies, man. All right, it's disgusting, man, and that's why you see. All right, that's why this place was turned to a matriarch, and you seen all the bullshit that happened, man. You seen women totally destroy the structure, man, the family structure, man, and they made nothing and raised up nothing but gangsters and fairy dusters. All right, gangsters and moles, man. That's all they raised up, man. All right, and the few men that strive to be something different, man, is very few, right? Especially ones who are proclaiming and the righteousness of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, but now you're seeing like they said, men are they're through with this shit though, man. All right, the righteous ones who's standing up, and I won't even say just the average man who's not with all this, man. They're through with the lies. They're through with the deceiving. They're through with the bullshitting, all right? And not standing for this no more, man. All right, because it was this thing was forced upon our people, man. But this is what happened when you put women in rulership, man. All right, because they're the weaker vessel, so they took this that they bit upon the apple, man. All right, they bit in that apple, all right, just like the garden, all right, and they don't mind. All right, this happening because it keeps them in a position of power. All right, Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. All right, and that's what you're seeing, man. That's what was happening. All right, this was something new. This is not something that's ever been done in the history of mankind, where women have ruled over men. Right, where the women of Israel just ruled over us, man. And you see what women do once they're in their power, man. All right, they're totally evil, man. Totally destructive to everything that's around them, man. And that's why we can't wait till the day come where the Lord starts humbling these women, man. All right, because this is an abomination, man. And the so-called black woman, she's all for this shit, man. All right, there's very few that speak up out on this, man. All right, now you have some men that will, but very few women, man. All right, they're totally sold on Esau's juice, man. They're totally bought by this shit, man. All right, Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. All right, now when you go into decrees, it goes into laws, man. It says, and they that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, so this is what you're seeing. It's people, unrighteous laws are being put in place, and it puts grievousness upon the people, man. All right. It says to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. All right, so Esau, Edom, man, he knows who's the weaker vessel is. That's why, right, he got the men out the house, and then it was easy to infiltrate the mind of the women. All right, they fell right into place. And to this day, they're still stuck on this juice, all right? They still refuse to humble the hell down, man. All right? The Lord, man, but the Lord is about to come and change this thing up, man. All right, this thing is about to be put back in its rightful order, man. Because, people are tired of this shit, man. Me personally, I'm sick of it, man. But this is just a quick hit. I just wanted to get this out there, for the elect's sake. So, Lord willing, this was edifying for the elect's sake. So, with that, I'm going to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who we learned this truth from. All right, till next time, Akim Shalom.